तो इधर देखेगा उधर देखेगा. That is sign of underconfident person, right? So I could figure it out, and then it was an empiric opinion. ऐसे नहीं कि इनको कुछ नहीं आता है छोड़ दो. इनको कुछ नहीं आता है, accepted. That is the baseline now. Now we have to put in everything to make sure that at least they will understand something. So that was an empiric opinion कि ठीक है इनको कुछ नहीं आता है, हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, so that इनको at least कुछ तो आ जाए, and they will evolve eventually in their life. So we took it as a challenge. We started with that program. Day 1 got completed. Day 2, I thought कोई नहीं आएगा, but it was full house again. So day 2, the first topic was innovation and design thinking. So it was a 3 or 4 hours batch in between. So we formed different teams. We asked them to come up with different ideas. Then we took them through the process of design thinking, and then towards the end of that particular section, we asked them to present their ideas, pitch their ideas. Now, they presented 7 ideas, and let me tell you, out of those 7 ideas, 4 ideas had a potential to become a startup. Yes, you heard it right. Out of those 7 ideas, 4 ideas had a potential to become a startup. One of the ideas was about women's safety, because back then, you must be knowing that Hyderabad rape case, Priyanka Reddy's rape case, it happened. Then उनको पकड़ा, उनका encounter हो गया. Unfortunately, वो situation नहीं होना चाहिए था, but हो गया. It was the same period, so they came up with an idea for women's safety. Now the idea was about a shoe for girls. I'm saying girls because such instances happens with girls only in most of the cases. So a shoe for girl with GPS tracking and signaling mechanism connected to some network. Maybe police का network है या फिर volunteers who work for women's safety वैसा network है. So that it will intimate that network and somebody will come or may come to rescue that girl. Right? Possible है. And back then IoT was a buzzword. So they were thinking with respect to that. And बाकी ideas भी काफी अच्छे थे. So now when I asked them, आपके दिमाग में आया होगा कि why shoes and not anything else like smartphone, smartwatch? Because today everything is getting smart except us. हमें छोड़ के सब smart बन रहा है. So basically, I asked them कि why her shoes and not anything else? They gave me 2 reasons. Number 1, see, when somebody attempts rape, the perpetrator will focus more on the upper body of that girl. He'll try to grab her neck, hold her shoulders, try to put her down. Now in that situation, it is next to impossible for that girl to take out her phone. Then फोन अनलॉक तो करना पड़ेगा सबसे पहले, क्योंकि अपने फ़ोन में मोदी जी का भी डेटा होता है. अपना फ़ोन अनलॉक मतलब भारत देश खत्म. So अनलॉक करना है, then you have to dial some number. मतलब step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 or 6 could be calling for some help. अब वो perpetrator थोड़ी ऐसे बोलने वाले कि पहले आप ये कर लो. It happens in real, not in real. So phone का option गया. It is next to impossible for that girl to use her phone. Second thing, our legs are the strongest part of our body. So for that girl, it will be very easy to trigger some signal through a specific leg gesture. आप किसी इंसान को, किसी भी एनिमल का पैर ज़्यादा देर आप पकड़ के नहीं रख सकते. Right? And they knew that. Right? And also technically, look at the frequency of leg gestures in comparison with your facial expressions, facial gestures or hand gestures. It is too low. जब से मैं यहाँ पे आया, मेरे हाथ 1000 बार हिल चुके हैं, but पैर 8-10 बार ही, right? I'm standing still. So जितना यहाँ पे variation कम, उतना आपका accuracy ज़्यादा. Common sense, which is uncommon these days. And these students had that common sense, that logical ability, and they had the power of visualization and imagination. The blessing for humanity, which we often don't use these days because our jobs are not in the need of these kind of skills, life skills rather. And these students had that in abundance, and I was literally happy to be wrong about my opinion about them कि इनको कुछ नहीं आता है. No, I was wrong. They know everything. It is just that they are not able to articulate that or position that properly. And I was literally happy. ऐसे कब होता है when you are a parent? कि आपका बच्चा, आपकी बेटी, आपका बेटा कुछ कर रहा है आपके अगेंस्ट, बट सक्सीड होने के बाद यू विल बी द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू बिकम हैप्पी एंड यू विल बी द हैप्पीएस्ट पर्सन even though when you are wrong. So that kind of feeling I had. I was wrong about them, but I was also happy. So program complete हो गया, बाकी भी ideas they were outstanding. So program complete हो गया. I went back to my guest house. I was just having a coffee. मेरी गंदी आदत है या फिर अच्छी आदत बोल सकते हो. I think a lot. Introspection, retrospection, वो खाली दिमाग नहीं रहता मेरा कभी. If I get time, I'll start thinking. So I was thinking about those 2 days and the interaction with those pure souls. And then I realized that if after spending 2 days with these kids, these students, if I can help them unleash their potential at least to some extent, why can't I do this forever, or at least for next 10 years, 15 years, or few years, where my presence in this world will be really impactful in the lives of people who are in desperate need of such support. Of course, I was impactful with Amdocs as a software engineer, as an innovator, then with RPG as a program head. However, this was something which was worthwhile, which I realized. So I kept my coffee and then I took my phone. I called my wife, permission लेनी पड़ती है, आपकी शादी नहीं हुई अभी तक. So you'll not understand, ask your dad. So I explained her everything for almost 1 hour. I was talking, she was listening patiently. Again, it is a rare thing that husband is talking and wife is listening. But then after explaining everything, she said, "जा मोल जा, जी ले अपनी जिंदगी, आपको लगेगा कि बाढ़ में नहीं." Right? She was sensible enough. So the first approval I got, I sought that. Then I completed my visit, and then I went back to Pune. Next day I discussed with the leadership. वहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं होता कि मतलब आप मैं कल से काम पे नहीं आएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता. You have to plan your succession. You have to knowledge transfer. Everything needs to be streamlined and then you exit from the setup. So पहले तो उन्होंने बोला कि रुक जा, बाद में उन्होंने बोला छोड़ तो नहीं रुकेगा. And then after almost 3 months of transition, 15th April 2020 was my last working day as an employee in the corporate world, and 18th April 2020, in the pandemic, we started evolving X with a mission to empower at least 1 million youth from rural setup, from semi-urban setup, who are in desperate need of some support in their life, to empower them towards innovation and entrepreneurship. That's how we started. That was the vision, that was the mission we started with. Because see, the real potential of our country lies in rural setup, in semi-urban setup, the youth from there, which is often unnoticed, right, underestimated, and eventually remains unutilized. That is the sheer waste of true potential of our country. And we wanted to leverage that for all good reasons. So वैसे हमने स्टार्ट किया. नाउ यू मस्ट बी थिंकिंग कि ये पागल इंसान है क्या, अच्छा जॉब, हाई प्रोफाइल जॉब, लाखों का सैलरी छोड़ के ऐसे क्यों कर रहा है. आया होगा दिमाग में, राइट? सच बोलो. When I decoded this brave and bold decision, it was not easy, right, to leave everything, and you're staying with family in Pune. You have a lot of EMIs, responsibilities, rent, काफी, and then it was taken care through your salary. तो ये सब छोड़ के it was completely 180-degree shift, not just in career but in life. When I decoded this bold and brave decision, I came across some of the perspectives which were developed throughout the period, throughout my life. The first is I understood the audacity of life when I met Anupam ji. You know him, right? देखा इनको कहीं? So we had a conversation, brief one. That time he said that अमोल, एक भीगा हुआ इंसान कभी बारिश से नहीं डरता. It is deep, right? And that's what life is. मतलब the moment you remove the fear from your life, fear of failure especially, your life will be audacious, right? And that's what I realized. Literal meaning. बाहर बारिश हो रही है, आप यहाँ पे बैठे हो, आपके पास रेनकोट नहीं, छाता नहीं, आपको कहीं तो जाना इम्पोर्टेंट है. Will not move from here. आप इधर ही बैठोगे. बट आप जा रहे हो, रास्ते में हो, बीच में हो, एकदम से बारिश आ गई, आप भीग गए, आप रुकोगे? आप तो भीग गया, सूख जाऊंगा, सूख जाऊंगी, ठीक है चलो. यू विल कीप मूविंग, यू विल नॉट गेट स्टक, राइट? एंड लाइफ इज बिग. द मोमेंट वर्स क्या होगा, और भीग जाऊंगा, बाद में सूख भी जाऊंगा. सो द कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क पार्ट, मेरे केस में क्या था, इफ दिस कॉन्सेप्ट फेल्स, फाइन, I can go back to the industry at any point in time. Let me tell you, if I decide to get a job today, within a week I can get at least 10 offers. अभी भी मेरे पुराने colleagues now, somebody is innovation head, somebody is at different leadership position all together. कभी हम मिलते हैं मेरे घर पे कॉफ़ी पीने के लिए वगैरह, तो आराम से पूछते हैं ऐसे हल्के से, आएगा क्या वापस? मैं बस स्माइल करता हूँ उनको देख के, फिर बोलते छोड़ तू तो नहीं आएगा, फिर टॉन्ट मार दे तू बड़ा आदमी बन गया, राइट? सो मतलब आई एम स्टिल relevant to the industry. The point is that because I am working on something which is anyways required in the industry. Management, leadership, technology, everything that I am doing is also required in the industry. So the worst case is still the best case. I will get the best job. And that is nothing but something which is making us fearless. If you understand the business, job तो आपका ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा. That's what Arpit sir said. That's what I am saying. That's what everybody who is a sensible person will say. Because in the process of entrepreneurship, you are understanding the bigger picture, which is not understood by everybody and anybody. Any Tom and Dick and Harry, he will focus only on a project or a particular skill. That's it. I'm from finance. तो क्या? बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत सारी जगह से. I'm from marketing. अरे बहुत है. But आपने कुछ अलग किया. That will make you outstand the regular crowd. Right? So that is nothing but the audacity. Life is really big. I understood that. Second is magnanimity of a thought. You know, Pani Foundation, it is one of the non-profits in Maharashtra especially. Amir Khan, उनका initiative है. Now, उनका impact कितना है पता है? They have created various water structures in Maharashtra, different villages, drought-prone villages. उन्होंने CCTs बनाए हैं, check dams बनाए हैं, farm ponds बनाए हैं. वो एक मानसून में एक बार भी भर गए structures. And if you take out that water and put it in water tankers with a capacity of let's say 10,000 liters, and if you align those tankers one by one, उसका क्यूब बन गया, it will complete 8.5 revolutions to the entire earth. Now look at the impact. Now this concept was a thought in somebody's mind. It could be Amir Khan, it could be Kiran Rao, it could be Satyajit Bhatkal, who is the CEO of Pani. Initially it was just a thought. And we saw that thought taking a shape of an impact in front of us while working closely with them. Everything was happening in front of us. That was a practical exposure which I got personally while working closely with the Pani team across different villages near Pune. Now if they can do, why can't we, with respect to our cause, with respect to our thought? Our thought also has that magnanimity, and that was the realization I had while working closely with them, and that was the second reason for that decision. The third reason, reality of life. I lost one of my best friends in a road accident. He was coming from Mumbai. He had gone for a conference and he was about to reach Pune, but unfortunately he met with an accident. We got a call at around 2:30 a.m. Me, my wife, we rushed to the hospital along with few other friends. They also joined us. And when we went there, हमें कुछ नहीं लगा था कि ऐसा कुछ होगा. In fact, my wife was taking apples, biscuits, उसको hospital में जाने के बाद कुछ खाने के लिए दे देंगे. We had no clue कि what is going to happen. So वहाँ पे जाने के बाद देखा तो the scene was horrible. So they took him from OT to the ICU in front of us. We stayed there for some time and then we were just waiting at the reception. एक दो घंटे हो गए and then a person came running to us and then he said कि आपको जल्दी ऊपर बुलाया ICU में. So we went to the ICU. For example, ऐसे ICU है, बीच में ग्लास का क्यूबिकल था. They asked us to wait over there. We were waiting there. वहाँ से पूरा ICU दिखता था, वहाँ पे बेड था, सब कुछ उसका ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा था. There were doctors, there were support staff, nurses. They were doing something fast, मतलब ऐसे जल्दी में काफ़ी कुछ चल रहा था and we were watching that. And then एक 15 मिनट सब चला and then they stopped. फिर 2-3 लोग वहाँ पे थे, 1-2 लोग उधर चले गए and there were 2 ladies nurses. They started walking towards us. Now when they're walking towards us, we could sense the sense of hesitation. उनका कुछ तो चल रहा था, तू बता ऐसे एक दूसरे को. They came in front of us. We are looking at them. They are looking at us. There is a pause. There is a silence which was deafening. And one of the lady, all of a sudden, she says, "Gaya wo." I quote, these are her words. He's gone. Gaya wo. And we were blank. होता ना कई बार कुछ words they reach our ears, but वो ये शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल नहीं कर पाते हैं. Our brain cannot process that. And we were blank. And then we were looking at the entire scenario. At that point in time, what I realized ki, see, we had best of the best doctors to save his life. Right? We had all the infrastructure, equipments, whatever was required in that hospital. It was there to save his life. Also, money was not a concern at all to save his life. However, at that moment, in that ICU, in that glass cubicle, when we were standing, we were just a spectator. प्रेक्षक. Nothing was in our control. वो अपनी औकात है human beings की. That's what we realized. When things goes in control of the Almighty, you can call it God, universe, some superpower, you call whatever you want. When things are in their control, we are irrelevant. Whether you are born, whether you die, whether you do MBA, whether you don't do MBA, whether you live or leave this world, it doesn't matter at all. That's what I realized. It is irrelevant until and unless we do something meaningful for the world. Then only our presence matters in this world. Otherwise, किसी को कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा. That was the real, and that is the reality of life. That is the best realization my friend left me with. And the fourth and the most important another aspect is spirituality. Some sense of spirituality. Sir, इसको थोड़ा एडजस्ट करोगे क्या? थोड़ा बस स्क्रॉल करो ऊपर. नहीं वही स्लाइड बस. perfect. So spirituality is also one of the aspects, because see, if you look at any successful entrepreneur, you will find the common thread between all those successful entrepreneurs, and that thread will be the sense of spirituality. Because spirituality gives us the bigger picture. It helps us detach from the materialistic aspirations and focus on something which really matters. I was born on Janmashtami. So कुछ तो है एक essence spirituality का थोड़ा मतलब. I got a lot of clarity because when I started my career, all I dreamt about was Adidas, Puma. Because उसके पहले तो Abibas था. Like तो वो सब देख लिया, and then पता चला कि यार ये तो कुछ है ही नहीं. And in parallel, a lot of realizations which took me towards the purpose. So if you want to focus on something which is going to help you in your life, that is the sense of contentment, happiness, by empowering the world. वो मुझे वहाँ पे पता चला because of the spiritual context in life. And above all, the fifth and the most important reason is just like those students in Nashik. I also come from a small village near Kolhapur, from Marathi medium school, typical village background. Just few years back, I was exactly like those students who were in front of me in Nashik. I was one of them, so I could connect them, I could understand them, I could feel their pain. Because I was the best student of my college, engineering college, but I was not placed. Now when you have the potential, but if it is not getting converted into so-called success or that offer letter, that is the worst feeling one could ever have, right? आप में है सब कुछ, but nobody is watching that or validating that. That is the worst feeling. I remember, after completing my graduation, I went to my hometown. I was at my hometown hardly for a week. Because except my parents, everybody, every Tom, Dick and Harry was questioning my existence in this world. कि यार इसका प्लेसमेंट हो गया, तेरा क्यों नहीं हुआ? तूने पक्का पढ़ाई नहीं किया ना? काय का तू बेस्ट स्टूडेंट? Everybody, they are questioning my existence, literally. So I left my hometown with 700 rupees which my mother gave me while leaving my home. But a lot of blessings. मतलब वो तो ट्रक भर के मेरे साथ आए थे. Right. So I came to Pune for the first time in my life to find a job. I had no clue कहाँ पे रहना है. मेरे hometown का एक friend था. He was staying in Nigni. So रात को 2-3 बजे मैं पहुंचा पुणे. वो फ्लाईओवर के नीचे रुका हूँ एक बैग लेके. He came. और एक उसका दोस्त था, स्प्लेंडर पे बैठ के हम तीनों जा रहे थे बैग पकड़ के रात में, मस्त एकदम स्लो मोशन काइंड ऑफ अ फील। आई एम लुकिंग एट बिग सोसाइटीज, बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग्स, मुझे लगा इसमें कहीं तो रहता होगा। देन वहाँ से टर्न लेके ही टुक अस टू ए स्मॉल होम, एक छोटा घर था, मतलब इतना ही घर होगा वो, राइट। उसमें से 4 लोग पहले से रहते थे, आई वॉज द 5th वन। द मोमेंट आई ओपन दैट डोर आई सॉ 3 पीपल स्लीपिंग ओवर देयर। मतलब वो बैग लेके यहाँ से वहाँ तक कैसे जाना है, दैट वॉज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आई हैड। फिर कुछ तो करके ऐसे ऐसे करके बैग रखा, उधर ही सो गया। सुबह उठ के देखा तो कोई भी नहीं था, बिकॉज दे हैड देयर ड्यूटीज, दे वर नॉट डूइंग ए जॉब, दे वर डूइंग ड्यूटीज। सो काफ़ी छोटा जॉब था उनका, बट दे वर हैप्पी। सो सुबह उठ के देखा कोई नहीं था, एवरीबडी वॉज ऑन देयर ड्यूटी। सो आई वॉज हंग्री। बाहर जाके देखा कुछ अच्छा एक ढंग का रेस्टोरेंट दिखा वहाँ पे, एंड वहाँ पे लिखा था पनीर चिली। देखा प्राइस तो उसका 70 रुपीज़ का, 80 रुपीज़ था। मैं लेके आया हूँ 700 रुपये उसमें से 80 रुपये इसमें। सो आई केम आउट एंड अगेन, वहाँ पे एक छोटा ठेला था, 5 रुपये प्लेट में वहाँ पे पोहा मिलता था। 2 प्लेट मस्त दबा के खा के आई वेंट बैक, एंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आई सॉ नोटिफिकेशन कि एमडॉक्स का कुछ तो ऑफ कैंपस है एट पिंपरी चिंचवड कॉलेज। I applied over there. Out of 3,000 plus students, only 65 were selected, and I was amongst them. Right? Matlab, the moment I saw that mail, I had tears. Now, the situation I was into just before I opened that mail was the exact situation of those students in Nashik. अभी मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि I got the highest package in my entire batch. I got the earliest joining date. आज मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि I was destined for that best opportunity, but till the time I opened that mail and read that you are selected from parimal.kumar@amdocs.com, जो mindset था वही उन students का भी था जिनके साथ मैं बात कर रहा था नाशिक में, and that was the reason I took that leap of faith, and 18th April we started with Evolving Edge. So in a way, what happened? I got my purpose. I'm going to talk about 5 P's. The first P is purpose. Unless and until you're clear about purpose, why you want to join SNICCL, why you want to do MBA, अभी नहीं पता चलेगा, बट वो करते करते शायद आपको पर्पस पता चल सकता है, एंड दैट इज द थिंग वी वांट टू प्रोवाइड यू, राइट। लाइफ का पर्पस तो छोड़ दो, अभी उसके बारे में सोचो भी मत, एट राइट टाइम इट विल हैपन। मिड लाइफ क्राइसिस तो सबको होगा, इट इज गुड टू हैव अर्ली लाइफ क्राइसिस, राइट। सो वो सब था। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सो ये इसका एग्जाम्पल लो, ओला का ओला उबर, उसका एग्जाम्पल लो। व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ देयर बिजनेस? पैसा बनाना, वो तो सबका होता है, बट टुडे यू डोंट हैव टू बाय अ कार, यू डोंट हैव टू ड्राइव अ कार, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट पार्किंग स्पेस। मतलब इट इज इजी टू जंप इनटू द ओशन एंड फाइंड पर्ल, बट पुणे में पार्किंग फाइंड करना उससे भी डिफिकल्ट है। हमारा जब डब्ल्यू शेट का दर्शन वगैरह होता है, वी पार्क आवर व्हीकल एट कुमार पैसिफिक मॉल, वहाँ से हम ऑटो लेके वीआईपी गेट तक जाते हैं, फिर एंट्री 10 मिनट का दर्शन हो जाता है। सो मतलब फाइंडिंग अ पार्किंग स्पेस इन पुणे इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। फिर वो ड्राइव करते जाना है, आप जा रहे हो, रिक्शा वाला आ रहा है, बाइक वाला जा रहा है, आपकी गलती नहीं है लेकिन गाली आप खा रहे हो राइट। फिर वो भड़ास आप घर लेके जा रहे हो, अब बीवी पे तो निकाल नहीं सकते फिर माँ पे निकलेगा भड़ास या बच्चों पे निकलेगा। सो यू आर मेंटली ऑल्सो यू आर डिस्टर्ब्ड। नाउ कीप दैट एवरीथिंग असाइड एंड जस्ट बुक अ कैब। हाउ इजी इट इज, राइट। सो दिस इज द पर्पस ऑफ देयर बिजनेस, एंड टू टेक इट टू masses, they have a revenue model or a business model to sustain that. If there is no purpose, there can't be a proper business which will sustain longer. वो एक चाय की टपरी, अच्छा 4 दिन आगे लोग, लेकिन अभी नया कुछ तो ट्रेंड आया, आपका टपरी बंद। It is like that, because that is just without a purpose or some purpose कि आपको पैसा कमाना है। So find the purpose, why you want to solve some problem through your startup journey, through your entrepreneurship, or why some company is doing something जहाँ पे आपको job चाहिए, what is the purpose of their business, understand that as well, that will help you. So the first P is purpose. Now once we understand the purpose, the second P comes into picture, and that is nothing but passion. Often we get confused between hobby and passion. Hobby मतलब क्या है कि मेरे पास time है, I want to do something, I will do it. But passion is something which will keep you moving, right? You will not sit comfortably without doing that thing. वो करना ही है at any cost, for which you will always find time. You'll not do that thing just because you have time, but you'll always make it a point to find time for that particular thing. That is nothing but passion. So with a tremendous amount of passion, we started Evolving X, and within a month of starting Evolving X, we empowered 10,000 youth from Maharashtra as our social responsibility during the pandemic by giving them different life skills as our social responsibility. Now, if you do the math as per CSR standards, it would have taken at least 70 lakh rupees to train and empower 10,000 students. 70 lakh rupees. But we were able to do that without incurring a single rupee as a cost. That was something we started with. मतलब पहले बॉल पे नो बॉल, उस पे सिक्सर, दूसरे वैलिड बॉल पे भी सिक्सर, एक बॉल 13 रन. That's how we started. We picked a tremendous momentum. Then we started scouting for passionate youth, and out of almost 4,000 plus applications, we shortlisted only 12 passionate youth to join us as an intern, who worked with us for almost 18 months on an average without any stipend. Initially, they had fair understanding of a technology. उनका aspiration था कि 4-5 लाख का पैकेज मिलेगा. Let me tell you, they were placed in multinational companies with almost 18 LPA, 19 LPA. Because they learned everything and they implemented for our projects without worrying about any stipend or certificate. Because getting selected in Evolving X, there was no specific skill set which was required. A typical mindset was something that was required. Somebody who can understand that because of your effort, 1 million youth who are in desperate need of support are getting empowered. Look at the idea. ये जिसको समझ में आता ना, that person can see the bigger picture, and we wanted such students who can see the bigger picture of life, not just something, some project and all. So they were selected. उसके बाद भी काफी students ने join किया. ये हमारे ऑफसाइट का फोटो है. We went to a forest. Now third thing, पैशन तो ठीक है, आपको काम करना ही पड़ेगा. We signed MOU with almost 120 colleges in Maharashtra within 2 weeks. एक MOU एक कॉलेज के साथ करने के लिए सालों निकल जाते हैं. But we could do 120 plus MOUs within 2 weeks. Why? Because our passion was visible to the ecosystem. Why I'm saying this? Not to tell you कि हम कितना बड़ा है, कितना मतलब हम अच्छे हैं, but to tell you that if you are passionate, it will be visible to people and people will join hands with you. They will come to support you at right point in time. वो बुरे लोग तो काफी होते हैं, लेकिन कुछ अच्छे लोग भी होते हैं. They observe you and at right time they will stand with you if you are working on something passionately. And that's why passion is something which is required to make things happen. Along with people, along with the ecosystem. Because alone you can't do much. You need that support, and passion is something which will attract that support automatically. Right? अब ये करते रहे हम काफी कर रहे थे, but you know, when we dream big, when we go for bigger things in life, we are bound to face a lot of challenges and adversities. They are inevitable. Challenges तो आएंगे, right? So initially, as I said, that I left my job, 6-digit salary, 7-digit package, everything was taken care through that. Of course, my wife was working, but if our salary was, let's say, X, our expenses were almost 3 to 4X with respect to my salary. And she had just started her career, so we can't expect much. So ये सब था. So initially, after starting everything, within 10 months, whatever I had saved or earned, little bit of it, after working for almost a decade in the industry, got literally evaporated, and after 10 months, we went bankrupt. अब उसमें दो चीजें थी कि जो मोमेंटम किया था उसको कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करना था. And I never thought of any side hustle or passive income because that was a distraction for me. I was working on a transformation. So I wanted to pay the undivided attention towards my cause. But it comes at a cost. Staying with family in Pune with those many responsibilities is not a joke. So then we started feeling the financial crunch. So initially I started selling off all the shares in the time of people accumulating their portfolios. I was selling off my shares. And कैसे होता था, जैसे मैं कुछ शेयर बेच रहा हूँ, within few weeks its price is to skyrocket. आपने वो रील देखा होगा, राइट? मैं लेता था, वो नीचे चला जाता था, मैं बेचता था, ऊपर चला जाता था. वैसे ही कुछ मेरे साथ भी हो रहा था उस टाइम पे. But then we thought कि ठीक है, looking at the bigger picture and the impact, we said ठीक है, बाद में ले लेंगे आराम से. This is अब shares भी खत्म हो गए, जो माइनस में थे वही बच गए. And I went bankrupt. So उसके बाद there was a time I remember when my mother was in ICU and I had hardly 300 rupees to my account, 368 to be precise. अब उस दिन का स्क्रीनशॉट मैंने लिया because I wanted to remember that day. I tried to reach out to many people who were in my friend list on Facebook, but not in the real friend list in life. That filtration happened during that time. बहुत लोगों को मैंने दिया था पैसे, कभी मांगा भी नहीं था उनसे, तेरे हिसाब से दे दे, होता है यारी दोस्ती में, राइट? किसने बोला गाड़ी लिए, ये हो गया, शादी हो गई, ऐसा कुछ ना कुछ तो एक्सक्यूज दे के काफ़ी खर्चा हो गया, बाद में ट्राई करता हूँ वगैरह वगैरह. सो ऑल दी BS they gave me, right? I said okay, and that situation literally acted like a filter for me. And after that filtration, whatever is left in my life is the purest form of people and perspective. This filtration is required. This filtration is really required. Somehow we managed that situation, and then we continued further. Then we started selling off jewelry. Initially मेरे गले में एक चेन थी, मैंने बेच के हमारा ऑफ साइड किया था, जो आपने फोटोज देखे, राइट? बिकॉज इट वॉज रिक्वायर्ड टू ब्रिंग एवरीबडी ऑन कॉमन पेज. एंड देन उसके बाद मेरे डैड को मैंने गिफ्ट की थी एक चेन, एक रिंग, वो भी हमने बेच दी टू टेक केयर ऑफ आवर एक्सपेंसेस, बिकॉज वो मोमेंटम ब्रेक नहीं करना था. बॉटम लाइन इज दैट. फिर मेरे गले की चेन गई, डैड की चेन गई, तो माँ भी आ गई. मैं भी तुम्हारी माँ हूँ. मुझे भूल गए, तो उसने तो सीधा उसका गंठन मेरे हाथ में रख दिया, which I had gifted her when I started earning. Now मेरे केस में, डैड के केस में it was okay because we never had that fascination to wear gold and all. घर पे था इसलिए पहनते थे. डैड का तो मतलब वो हमेशा बोलते थे कि यार रख, गिर गया कभी तो मुझे बुरा लगेगा. उनको डांट के पहनाना पड़ता था, right? But mothers, you know, even if you give a chocolate to your mother, they will reach the cloud 99999 into infinity. It's always special, right? And then अगर आपने कुछ ज्वेलरी गिफ्ट किया है, within 30 minutes पूरे गांव को पता चलता है, देख मेरे बेटे ने क्या किया है. They are the happiest person. And that Guntan was the special gift for somebody who is way special for me. And that Guntan was in my hand now to sell it off to continue our momentum. मैंने काफ़ी रिफ्यूज़ किया, but finally she was able to convince me. Of course she is a mother, right? So we took that Guntan with that heavy heart and everything. Me and my wife, we went to the jewelry shop and we gave it to the jeweler. Initially he looked at us because usually कैसे होता है, you sell off different types of jewelries, you upgrade that, मतलब बढ़ाते हो सोना उसमें, कुछ तो आप चेंज करते रहते हो. Usually Guntan कोई नहीं देता है, unless you are either चोर or you are मजबूर. अब उस टाइम पे इतनी दाढ़ी बाल नहीं थे, तो चोर तो नहीं लगा उसको. He figured out कि ये कोई मजबूर आत्मा अपने दुकान में आया है, let's cooperate. So he took that, then he cut that thread, and then he separated gold and the rest of the material, and then he started hitting that remaining piece of gold in front of us. The moment he started that, the emotions, the feelings, our strings attached with that jewelry were also getting burnt in front of us. And me and my wife, we were literally acting as if nothing has happened with fake smiles on our faces. Right? No eye contact at all. I was not looking at her because I knew that if I break down, she will break down. And she was also doing the same thing. She was not looking at me, no eye contact at all, because she also knew that if she breaks down, I'll also break down. And हम एक दूसरे को बोल रहे, बाद में पूरा दुकान खरीद लेंगे, अभी ये जरूरी है. What we tried was emotional intelligence, one of the most important life skills that we must have. Because emotional intelligence, which simply means that being aware of our emotions and responding to the situation instead of reacting to the situation. And emotional intelligence is the base for patience. And patience is the base for success in every walk of life. In a way, we paid that fees to understand emotional intelligence, direct practical learning, experiential learning. In a way, that was a fees to learn this life skill, and we learned it our own hard way, and it was worth. So ये situation हो गया, हमारे 3-4 महीने ऐसे निकल गए आगे के, because again, bottom line, momentum अच्छा है, no side hustle which will distract me from that momentum. It was logical, it was a practical decision. फिर वो सब निकल गया वापस. एवरी मंथ एंड पे वो सवाल दिमाग में रहता था कि अगले मंथ का कैसे करना. So my father went to my hometown, and after 2 days he came back and he gave me some money, and then later I came to know that he had sold our farm in my hometown, and then he gave me money and said कि लड़ा, मराठी में बोलते हैं आप लड़ो. That's what he said. Now farmer can give away his kidneys and still smile, but a farmer will never live happily without going to his farm. That is the only identity that person has. When they say that I'm a farmer, वो pride factor जिस level पे रहता है, we can't beat that. I am a soldier, I am a farmer, I am an engineer, कुछ नहीं है. I am MBA graduate, कुछ नहीं है. But when we say I'm a farmer, you can't match that with anything else. And that existing identity that person had, my father had, sacrificed so that we can fight our battle. Right? So उसके बाद 8-10 महीने हमारे पूरे निकल गए, almost 1.5 साल निकल गया. And then we sold our flat which we had purchased before I got married. Because coming from a village, एक छोटा हमारा घर था, हॉल किचन, नॉट इवन अ टॉयलेट, एक कैटल शेड हमारा, क्योंकि हमारा पूरा घर एक गाय एक भैंस उस पर चलता था. उसका दूध भी बेच के पूरा मुझे बड़ा किया, अच्छे मार्क्स थे, लोन मिल गया. सो दैट्स हाउ वी स्टार्टेड. सो आप शादी करनी है, अच्छा ढंग का घर तो होना चाहिए. तब तक इनकम भी अच्छा हो रहा था, मेरा सैलरी भी अच्छी थी. सो वी थॉट कि इसको अपग्रेड करने से अच्छा, साइड में एक बिल्डिंग बन रही थी, उसमें से अच्छा वाला सबसे बड़ा स्पेशियस फ्लैट ले लिया. नाउ स्टार्टिंग अ न्यू लाइफ विद अ न्यू मेंबर इन अ फैमिली इन अ ब्रांड न्यू हाउस. इट साउंड्स फिल्मी, राइट? सो एक फिल्मी लाइफ आपकी जस्ट स्टार्ट ही हुई थी. आई विल नॉट बिलीव, आई हैव प्रपोज माय वाइफ इन फ्रंट ऑफ ताजमहल विद डायमंड रिंग. मतलब एक फिल्मी लाइफ आपकी चालू हो गई थी. अब घर को नाम दिया वाइफ का. द मोमेंट शी एंटर्ड आवर हाउस फॉर वेडिंग, वो जो फर्स्ट रिचुअल था, उसका नाम वो प्लेट डोर पे लगाया उसने. उसके नीचे मॉम डैड का नाम, मेरा नाम कहीं पे नहीं, घर मेरे नाम पे, पेपर पे मेरा नाम. Because I wanted to pay the EMIs. Don't take it otherwise. कितना selfish है मत बोलो. I took the responsibility to repay the EMIs or the loan. And after this decision, after a certain point in time, same person, she is going there, she is taking out that nameplate. Her husband, that's me, who is सब सामान पैक कर रहा है, गाड़ी में डाल रहा है, and handing over papers to new owner of our dream house. Again, it was emotionally very challenging. She had arranged everything the way she wanted when she came, and I was undoing that thing, or I had to undo that thing. So ये सब हो गया. It was very challenging, but again some पूरा बिल्डिंग ले लेंगे, चलो अभी ये करना जरूरी है. That's what we believed, convinced ourselves, and sold that. And then that was a logical decision, because see, EMI हट गया, टेंशन हट गया, जो पैसे इसमें डाले थे वो भी हाथ में आ गए, right? So something which was holding us back, those responsibilities, EMIs, which were like shackles, which were holding us back, but we broke those shackles and took few steps. Because उसके बाद I published my book, उसमें थोड़ा पैसा डाल दिया हमने. I bought a Mac क्योंकि I was working on virtual reality startup as well. Now VR का it's costly affair. Normal system पे कुछ software install ही नहीं होता, forget about rendering and all. तो उसके लिए काफ़ी पैसा लगने वाला था, 5-6 लाख उसमें गए. मतलब we took few steps further, because of which we got agreement with Atal Incubation Center supported by नीति आयोग. So जो हमें रोक रहा था वो सब break करके हम काफ़ी आगे आ गए, because of that logical and practical decision, though it was very tough for us, right? अब ये सब चल रहा था, everything was going, but इस सब hustle and bustle में I was never worried about anything else. But initially I was concerned about people. लोग तो कहते रहते हैं, especially somebody who had no clue about what I was doing, somebody who don't even know E of entrepreneurship, I of innovation, D of design thinking, L of life, जिनके खुद के life के L लगे थे, they were coming to me and saying कि तू क्या कर रहा है. They used to go to my father and used to say कि यार अपने बेटे को समझा, इतना बड़ा ऑफिसर था, ये था वो था, उसको छोड़, तू तो दिमाग है तुझे, right? That was the situation. So initially I used to feel a lot, but then later I realized that the best way to handle this is to ignore. You can't even take it with a pinch of salt, because still you need trucks and trucks of salt. है ना, लाइटली भी इतना लोगे ना तो लाइटली लाइटली इतना होता है कि क्यूमुलेटिवली इट बिकम्स वेरी हेवी. सो द बेस्ट वे इज, यस यू आर राइट, मैं पागल हूँ, यस मैं गधा हूँ, यस मैं हूँ, यस यू आर राइट. एंड दैट वाज द बेस्ट थिंग टू हैव. तू ही सही है भाई, यस मैं पागल हूँ, राइट. And then I started feeling very light, because see, it is beyond the comprehension of people who are nowhere near to the sense of satisfaction in life to believe that a person can follow his passion without worrying about anything, including money, at least for some part of his or her life. In our society, it is a norm that if you are an adult, especially if you are a man, then you must hunt. It is a norm of our society, right? And I was struggling with that initially. ठीक है, वो तो ठीक है. Many people also believe that maybe I took this decision as I was born with a silver spoon. No, I told them that I was not born with a silver spoon, but I can tell you that I am born with a golden heart that beats for humanity at large. But वो भी उनको समझ में नहीं आया. मैंने बोला ठीक है, it's fine. So we continued that. I was never worried about anything except the success of that cause, which was assured on day 1, 18th April 2020. Why? Because we took action, right? So ये सब इनिशियल हो गया. अब ये सब चल रहा था तो कुछ चीज़ें, एकदम सिंपल चीज़ें, मुझे हमेशा उस चीज़ों का हेल्प हुआ. Whenever I felt low or stuck, I simply took a bat and played cricket in front of my house. कोई नहीं रहता तो मैं अकेला खेलता था. दीवार पे हम बॉल डालते खेलते, बॉयज अपना स्टाइल, राइट. मतलब एक ऐसा इंसान जो जॉब छोड़ के ऐसे दीवार पे बॉल डाल रहा है, क्रिकेट खेल रहा है, यही मैं अगर मेरे गांव पे करता तो मुझे मेंटल हॉस्पिटल छोड़ के आते राइट. बट दैट वाज द जोन. मतलब हमारे चिंटू पिंटू भी हमें ज्वाइन करते थे, किसी को भी पकड़ लेता था, मैं चल बॉल डाल. वो जो सामने मेरे घर के स्पेस है, दैट वाज अ सिमुलेशन ऑफ माई लाइफ. क्योंकि वहाँ पे गली क्रिकेट के रूल्स नो, कुछ करो तो भी आउट, कुछ ना करो तो भी आउट. वन टीम बाहर गया तो भी आउट, डायरेक्ट बाहर गया तो भी आउट, इधर लगा आउट, उधर लगा आउट, आप सिक्सर मारा तो आउट. इतने कंस्ट्रेंट्स थे वहाँ पे भी, सिमिलर टू माई लाइफ. बट वहाँ पे मैं जीत रहा था. वहाँ पे आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 30 बॉल खेल सकते हो, मेरा हाईएस्ट है 91 आउट इन 30 बॉल्स. वहाँ पे दिमाग इतना अच्छे से चलता था. एंड दैट टाइम आई हैव टू कंपाइल माई थॉट्स. हमारे आधे से ज़्यादा स्ट्रैटेजी वहाँ पे क्रिकेट खेलते टाइम बनी है, क्योंकि मैं फिजिकली क्रिकेट खेल रहा हूँ लेकिन दिमाग कॉज के बारे में चल रहा है, राइट. वहाँ पे मैं जीत रहा था. एंड दैट लिटिल कॉन्फिडेंस वॉज मोर देन इनफ फॉर मी टू मैग्नीफाई एंड पुट इन माई रियल लाइफ. The sound of every perfect shot was boosting my confidence, right? Or whenever I felt extremely low, I simply spent some time with my pets or watering hundreds of plants that we have grown on our terrace. मेरे terrace पे मियाओं की forest बन गया. Usually I don't throw seed, I sow seed. जो fruits हम घर पे खाते हैं, वैसे करते करते 500-600 अभी plants मेरे terrace पे है. So उसको पानी डालते टाइम मतलब एक आधा पौन घंटा निकलता था आराम से. Again, I used to put headphones and compile my thoughts. Or I used to spend time with my pets. आपके घर पे अगर पेट है, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Because at that moment, I wanted somebody who will not judge me. Your parents, your pets and plants will never judge you. They will always give you love and they will not expect anything in return. And that's exactly what I wanted during that patch, because the rest of the people, rest of the world was simply judging me. कि ये तो मतलब गधा इंसान है. With that lens they were looking at me. Right? Now ये तो छोटी चीजें हैं, simple चीजें हैं. You don't need any motivational speaker. Simply whatever you do, where you are yourself, you should find that at least 1 minute patch throughout your day. That is more than enough to recollect your thoughts, your ideas, your energy, your enthusiasm, and channelize towards something which will ensure the excellence in your life. आपको किसी शिविर में जाने की जरूरत नहीं, किसी हिमालय पे जाके बैठने की जरूरत नहीं. जो आप करते हो, जो आपको पसंद है, 5 मिनट, 2 मिनट, 5 सेकंड भी आपने किया जहाँ पे आप हो, that is more than enough. That's what I realized. And the biggest thing, I always sought great courage, clarity, and confidence simply by drawing lessons from the life's journey of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He is one of the greatest inspirations for everybody who is willing to do something better in life. I'm also working on a startup body. It is a new concept we are working on. It is exactly in front of Purandar Fort. Now you must be knowing the history of Purandar Fort, right? जिनको पता है, जिनको नहीं पता, I'll tell. So there was a treaty between Mughals and Marathas at this fort. In that treaty, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had to give away his 23 forts, 5 lakh home, उस time की जो currency थी, his self-respect, ego, just to survive that most toughest part of his life. Now, how difficult it was for Mirza Aziz Singh or Diler Khan, the Mughal ministers, to attack Shivaji Maharaj along with Sambhaji Maharaj in that canopy where that discussion, that treaty was happening. Swaraj was almost over. It was almost over. And then, after that treaty, he had to go to Agra. He was captured over there. आप में से कितने लोग रेड फोर्ट देखा है आगरा का? वहाँ पे सोचो वहाँ से कैसे निकले होंगे शिवाजी महाराज. रेड फोर्ट के सामने शिवाजी महाराज का स्टैचू है, बिकॉज वहाँ के लोग आज भी उनको मानते कि इट वॉज इम्पॉसिबल थिंग विच ही डिड पॉसिबल. राइट? वहाँ से आने के बाद ही केम टू राजगढ़ विदाउट गूगल मैप. राइट? फिर नेक्स्ट 3 साल कुछ नहीं दिखा लोगों को, सबको लगा कि सब खत्म है. देन उसके बाद 8 साल में पूरा स्वराज्य बनाए, 350 किले, 350 plus forts, everything that we know as a part of Swaraj was created after that. That was the biggest bounce back by any person in the history. Now if we have that inspiration in front of us, we don't need anything else. So you can bounce back. बिंद्रा फिंद्रा अभी नाम नहीं लूंगा, किसी की जरूरत नहीं लाइफ में. एंड पुरंदर फोर्ट्स के सामने हमारा सब हो रहा था. उसी टाइम पे मेरे हाथ में से जो था सब छूट रहा था. I was exactly in similar kind of situation, not to that extent, but at least same direction, same situation tha. And that was the same time when I was offered a role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in a movie. So उनके बारे में पढ़ना start हो गया, चीजें समझना start किया था, right? And that acted like, मतलब I literally felt that some energy is trying to converse with me. And तब से मुझे फिर किसी motivation की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी life. Right? It is a shame for us that we have such a greatest examples in front of us and still we need support from some so-called motivation speaker. जो आगे बस बोलेगा आप ये कर सकते हो, वो कर सकते हो, कैसे कर सकते हो उसको भी नहीं पता है, बस आप कर सकते हो. मोटिवेशन से कुछ नहीं होता है लाइफ में, ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टार्ट होता है. दैट्स इट. राइट? सो ये सब हो रहा था. एंड देन दैट ड्यूरिंग माय पेशेंस का जो फेज था, he was always there with me, he is always with me and he will always with me throughout my life. Right? अब ये सब हो रहा था. I was never worried about my success as an individual or my startup as an entity. However, one day I saw my father in the backyard of my house, because usually जब वो हमारे सामने थे, he was always smiling, always encouraging. But that day I heard something. I was sitting in my cabin and I heard something. When I looked down, he was sitting there alone. And that time I could sense the sense of agony, anxieties, worries, mostly because of my decision. And that day I cried. I literally cried. Because see, if you're doing something bad and if it is causing a concern to your parents, it still makes sense. कि आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हो यार. But if you're doing something good, not just for you or your family, but for humanity, for the world at large, and if that is troubling your parents, it's very difficult to continue. Because I'm also a human being, right? And तब मुझे लगने लगा कि यार मतलब क्या करना है. I started thinking कि इसको थोड़ा slow करे, थोड़ा delay. Quitting was never the option. And as long as I'm here, it's not an option ever. तो आता है ना कि दिमाग में यार कुछ तो थोड़ा ऐसे रीएडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा, रिकैलिब्रेट करना पड़ेगा. Because only 2 thoughts, they were haunting me throughout every night. Number one, what if something happens to my parents in between, or been told by me to wait for some time to get our happy days back. क्योंकि happy days चालू हो गए थे, हमारे मूवी लाइफ चालू हो गए थे. And I had asked them to wait for some time again to get back those days. And second thought, what if something happens to me? Because back then my decision had jeopardized their secure future too. Just think of it. What if something happens to you or your parents? ऐसा ना हो, but just think of that. That will bring you back on your track. This thought should always be there at least once a day in your mind. That is more than enough to have for you to be on the right track. And I can share this with my experience. So ये सब हो रहा था, and then things got tougher and tougher क्योंकि उस टाइम पे हम ऐसे सिचुएशन में थे, even if we wanted to sell something and continue, we had nothing left with us except our kidneys. Things got tougher and tougher, things started piling up, but we know that it gets worse before it starts getting better. That was the situation we were into. Exactly then my wife received an offer from one of the, थोड़ा इसको readjust, received an offer from one of the biggest multinational companies at a senior position, and since then she has been taking care of our expenses throughout. I don't have to bother anything about running our family, financially at least. Again, it is an exception for a patriarchal society, but she was there, she is there, and she will be there. I was literally getting sucked into a black hole of negativity, challenges, rejections, but the gravity of her love, support, and especially understanding pulled me out of it. अब उसने वो मोर्चा संभाल लिया, then we shifted our gears because मेरे दिमाग का टेंशन हट गया, month end पे पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे. So we shifted our gears and we started with the pilots of our programs. We conducted around 60 plus pilots, right from awareness से लेके incorporation तक का startup का boot camps, everything we did in rural setup of Maharashtra, and it went successful because 3.5 साल मेहनत गई थी उसमें, उतनी clarity थी, तो result तो assured ही था, right? So सब successful हो गया. Then we compiled a concept, and then we thought of approaching one of the greatest inspirations for humanity, my inspiration. We approached that person. 10th April 2023. In the afternoon, that person revolted. I received a letter from none other than my greatest inspirations, Ratan Tata sir. He not just appreciated our efforts, but also promised us support. He shared our details with the concerned authority at Tata Trust, TCS Foundation. On the same day in the evening, I was blessed with a baby girl. And that day, our concept was validated. वो जो बोल रहे थे लोग कि आप गधे हो, वो सब हट गया, and then he said कि you are right, and continue with that. Now you must be thinking कि ये क्यों होता है? Because then we are pushed to the 4th P, that is peace, which gives us satisfaction. And peace कब मिलता है? When we force in success. It is just a matter of time. When we realize that, that is something that gives us peace. So then we reach the 4th P, that is peace. Now you must be thinking कि ये पागल है क्या, ऐसा क्यों? Is it really worth to have this kind of a hustle? Let me tell you, it is worth, because see, there are people who have the potential but lacking platform in their lives. When given a right platform, a boy sweating at a railway platform in Jharkhand can hit a powerful helicopter shot to all the rejections and adversities in his life and bring home ICC Cricket World Cup. MS Dhoni, suna hai na? When given a right chance, a boy polishing shoes on a railway platform in Punjab can melt millions of hearts with his soulful voice and become Indian Idol, Sunny Hindustani. Or a girl working at Jhum Farm in some corner of our country, which is unnoticed and unknown to a lot of Indians, can punch right in the face of all the challenges and dejections to become 6 times world boxing champion by knocking down everything that comes her way and stops her. There is no dearth of potential, but platforms and passion to support such platforms. And we wanted to become that platform so that every youth who wants to do something in life, that platform will help that person evolve. Right? And it is worth. Now, when we reach that 4th position, life, मैंने जो बोला कि लोग देखते हैं, भगवान देखता है, ये देखते हैं, universe देखता है, that energy is with you, right? That energy takes you from the 4th P to the 5th P automatically. And then you'll be pushed to the 5th P, that is prosperity. Prosperity in life. Now for a lot of people, prosperity means wealth. सबके लिए वही होता है. फिर वहाँ से हम थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं, then we start to understand the importance of wisdom. Then उसके बाद pandemic में हमने देखा कि wellness, our health is a prosperity. Otherwise our wealth will be somebody else's wealth, some doctor's wealth. उनकी prosperity बनेगी otherwise. And then comes people like us, for whom prosperity means well-being of others. Any बस होता है We can't explain that and nobody can understand that. It is the way it is, that's it. वो ना ही कोई explain कर पाता है और ना ही कोई समझ पाता है. That is nothing but the well-being of others, the definition of prosperity. When we inform Mr. Tata about the coincidence that आपका letter आया उसी दिन I was blessed with a baby girl, within few weeks we received a courier from the Bombay house, his office. When we opened that, there was a photograph of my daughter with an autograph of Mr. Tata. Now this is a prosperity for me, which cannot be bought, which cannot be purchased in any mall, even if you go to Dubai, right? That is the definition of prosperity. It is priceless. Now if you look at that autograph, you will realize that it would have been difficult for him to even hold a pen, but still he did it. That's what makes him so great, right? वो सब हो गया. Then when I met Dr. Mashelkar, one of the most eminent scientists, who is an advisor to who's and who's of the world, एक घंटा मेरी कैसेट चली वहाँ पे भी as usual. He listened to me and then he got up from his chair and then he went somewhere and then he came up with his autobiography with a beautiful message in Marathi की प्रिय अमोल हे उत्तम कार्य असेच पुढे न्या जोमाने निष्ठेने अनेक आशीर्वाद डॉक्टर रघुनाथ माशिलकर 23/5/2023. Now what he said to me is what you are doing, not just thinking but doing, is comprehensive, thought through and much needed intervention for our country. Now these words coming from a person who is known for that field, who is an expert, Bhishma Pitamaha of that field, research, he is saying that he is validating your thought. उस टाइम पे दो सीन चल रहे थे मेरे सामने, एक आपके सामने एक सीन, दूसरे आपके सामने दूसरा सीन. फर्स्ट सीन इज पूरी दुनिया है विच इज सेइंग कि आप पागल हो, गधे हो, आपके यहाँ पे सी लिखा है वो भी कैपिटल में. एंड देन डॉक्टर माशिलकर इज आल्सो सेइंग दे आर राइट, यहाँ पे बड़ा कैपिटल में सी लिखा है बट दैट सी इज फॉर चैंपियन. दुनिया के लिए भरे उसका कुछ मीनिंग हो बट मेरे लिए वो चैंपियन है. एंड दैट डे एवरीथिंग दैट आई वाज थिंकिंग एंड डूइंग गॉट वैलिडेटेड. यू डोंट हैव टू वैलिडेट योर आइडियाज विद एनीबॉडी. आप उस फील्ड के एक्सपर्ट के पास जाओ एंड गेट इट वैलिडेटेड. एनीबॉडी एल्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम द डोमेन एक्सपर्ट्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू, रादर दे आर गोइंग टू कंफ्यूज. वैलिडेशन किससे लेना है, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट. So ये सब हो गया. Then he gave me his autobiography. I got blessings from a lot of other stalwarts, including D.Y. Dada, D.Y. Patil ji. I was in Kolhapur for my TEDx, so just 2 days after my TEDx, उनका birthday था, so we met him. We sought his blessings. Amte family, who is known for social work, Magsaysay Award winners, Padma Shri. Mullikhan Petkar ji, he had come to our house during Ganpati to bless us. जिनके लाइफ पे चंदू चैंपियन मूवी आई थी, राइट? उससे आगे क्या इंस्पिरेशन चाहिए आपको, राइट? सो दिस इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ प्रॉस्पेरिटी फॉर मी एंड आई हैव बीन कलेक्टिंग दैट इन अबंडेंस. TEDx वो सपना था. जस्ट 2 days बैक आई डिलीवर्ड माय 4th TEDx ऑन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. सो जो चीज़ें आपको पहले से प्रॉस्पेरिटी लगती है, इट बिकम्स अ बाय प्रोडक्ट ऑफ योर जेन्युइन इंटेंट. यू डोंट इवन हैव टू वरी अबाउट इट. बाकी भी काफ़ी गूगल टॉक्स एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. Now, if you ask me what is the prosperity for me, I'll put it this way. Time है ना आपके पास? 5 minutes? Perfect. So the first definition of prosperity for me is, in the era of people moving to matchboxes and forming nuclear families, 1 BHK, 2 BHK matchboxes, उसमें जाके me, my wife, that's it. Having your parents, pets, and plants with you is a prosperity. For me, my parents are my prosperity. I have so many friends who earn in lakhs every day, but वो कहीं तो बाहर है, उनके parents कहीं तो गांव में हैं. Their parents have to literally beg for even smaller things in their life. For smallest type of assistance, they have to beg to their neighbors. That is not a prosperity. I was not earning anything from 2020 till 2023. My income was zero, but I never let my parents leave my home and go to my hometown because they were my prosperity and they were with me. And I'm proud of it. When we define our prosperity like this, then revenue, rewards, it becomes irrelevant. Right? As I shared that we were selling off every jewelry that we had to continue our journey. 2021 तक सब jewelry भी खत्म हो गया after. And then we say, सोना क्या सोना सर करा, means take gold and be like one. In reality, I was snatching gold jewelries from my family and then if I do that, कि सोने क्या सोने सर करा, how contrast it is. So I did not celebrate Dashera. Physically वो पूजा वूजा घर पे था, but I did not give those leaves to my parents or to anybody in my house. Fast forward 2 साल निकल गए, 2021 हो गया, 22-23. Last year we celebrated Dashera. I gifted my mother, my father, my daughter, my wife real gold jewelry. Now, if you define these kind of things as your driving factor, you don't need any motivation. This year, by the year end, we are purchasing some piece of land for my father. That will be another type of prosperity for me. Second definition, when there is a rat race of accumulation, right? Finding a clarity and also liberty to pursue your passion is the prosperity. We are accumulating everything, jagah, paisa, ये सारी चीजें, fat, unnecessary. We are just accumulating. वो सब गड़बड़ चल रहा है, then you realize कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. This is something my calling is. वो करना है, लेकिन उसके लिए liberty भी नहीं है. From your family, from your parents, from the society. Then आप कितना भी कमाओ, you don't have that prosperity. I don't charge anybody when I go to Pandharpur. I consider my trainings, whatever I do for students in Pandharpur, as my seva to Vithala. But if I come to B school, I charge nominally, right? I have to, so that I can do it free of cost over there. So that's how we balance it out. The point is, I am not driven by the aspiration of money at all, not anymore. And that is the true form of liberty for me, which I am experiencing. And the third and the most important type of definition is when the humanity in human beings is getting decimated day by day, having people with you, having their blessings and support is the prosperity. I have met almost 500 people, VIPs, VVIPs since last 3-4 years, and everybody has said that कुछ भी लगे तो बता देना. Then we say that कि Tata Group may take care of us, so don't worry, कुछ लगता है तो बता देता हूँ. So these many, what we are aiming is a transformation. I alone can't do it. And then having people believe in you and your cause and your intent is the real blessing, right? So ये 3 definition अगर आपने दिमाग में रखा ना, तो आपका startup, आपका life, आपका entrepreneurship, आपका अच्छा वाला job भी, you will fly. You literally fly high and touch the sky for sure. I can give you that in writing. अब यहाँ तक तो हर कोई पहुँच जाता है, right? कहाँ गया? Next slide. But then after reaching the prosperity, a lot of people they retire or they say कि बहुत कर लिया life में. But the truth is, यहाँ से actually journey start होती है. Because when you look back at your initial purpose from that 5th position, you realize that now it is evolved into something bigger and better. And again you start that hustle from that new purpose with a lot of passion. Of course, patience, you will demonstrate that. A new level of peace and prosperity again. It will continue in cycles. And then your journey will become a legacy. Tata Group is a legacy. D.Y. Patil Group in academia is a legacy. Many generations, many experts, many people have put in their blood, sweat, tear and toe into it to make it a legacy. Right? So our main driving factor for startup, for excellence in life should be building a legacy, which is immortal. When I was writing a book, one of my friends asked me, "Tu kitab kyun likha?" I said, "Ki what if something happens to me? At least my thoughts are being captured in the form of a book. This book is offering me immortality." Physical immortality is next to impossible because this body has shelf life. Only by reaching the depth in life and building a legacy makes us immortal. And I am happy to be one of the people who did not just keep this quote as their WhatsApp status but tried to live up to it. I'm still trying to understand it, live up to it, and give my best to it. Because physically we will never be immortal. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is physically not there, but his thought process is still there. We are still talking about him. Right? Gautam Buddha, physically he is not there, but his thought process is still there. That is the truest form of legacy. And the greatest example and the recent most example in my life is my mentor when he left us. Recently, happened to be at his funeral. Speechless. Everybody was speechless. Shantanu was there. Rest of the people were also there. Who's and who's of world were there to pay tribute, but nobody was even looking at each other because everybody was blank. And when I was paying a tribute to Mr. Tata, that time I realized that he must be saying this to me, that I'm just going physically. My lessons, my values, my blessings are always there with you, and they will stay with you throughout your journey as an entrepreneur to make this world a better place. So I hope this interaction will give you some insight about life and how the journey will be if you choose to become an entrepreneur. And I will tell you that it will be worthwhile, because then in that journey you will evolve. टिपिकल चीज़ें तो हर कोई करता है, हम भी कर सकते हैं, but very few are blessed to get that sense of excellence in life and evolve as an individual. And I'm sure that most of you are one of those people. Today we have orientation of SNIC sale जो shortlisted है. आपके बैच में भी अगर कोई इंटरेस्ट है, get in touch with Sachin or you can get in touch with Ishita ma'am. 2 बजे सेशन स्टार्ट हो रहा है. We are going to onboard them with respect to few of the concepts and all. If you are interested, feel free to join. नीचे 3rd फ्लोर पे जो अपना ऑडिटोरियम है, वहाँ पे इंटरेक्शन है. वहाँ पे थोड़ा हम SNIC सेल का स्ट्रैटेजी, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं. If you really want to be in touch with this ecosystem, then get in touch with ma'am or even with Sachin sir, and we'll definitely help you. ये बस मोटिवेशन का पार्ट था. ये जस्ट 1% है. आगे प्रोसेस है, मेथोडोलॉजी है, एक्टिविटीज़ है, इंटरेक्शंस है, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें. वो करने के बाद हमें पता चलेगा कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप क्या है, एंड दैट विल गिव यू द बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट रिजल्ट्स. सो आई विश यू द हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ प्रॉस्पेरिटी in your life by building your immortal legacy for generations to come. Thank you so much.
We have in Dr. D.Y. Patil, DYP, DPU, School of Business and Strategy, we have one concept, that is student clubs. We have made almost 17 clubs in the institution where students are given an opportunity, a ground to perform, to do something which they want. We believe you cannot only perform well in your studies, that is one part of your personality, but there are a number of things which you can do better in different areas. For example, a student may be good in business practices, may be good in business strategy, may be good in finance, but same time that student can be good in music, that student can be good in playing tabla, that student can be good in doing some social work or some different kind of work. So that depends what type of personality you carry. So based on these factors, we have divided you into different groups and we have created 17 student clubs. And on that parameter, on that basis, we give you opportunity to join any clubs of your choice and work with them so that you can develop yourself, you can grow. Now we will discuss what are the different advantages of joining these clubs, why we ask you to join these clubs. We will discuss in this PPT, as well as we will introduce you to the different club members who are heading these clubs. They are club coordinators. We will discuss about that, what club coordinators are, what they will help. So that is what is the agenda of today's meeting. In brief, there is one common thing. We are going to create a committee of students for a particular aim. That committee will be called as club, student club. That club will be responsible for organizing, arranging different type of activities in the college. So the people who are joining that club, they will be called as a member of that club. Apart from member, there will be 2 designations, minimum 2 designations from student. One is president and second is vice president. The president and vice president, they get a badge. That badge is physical as well as on college website. At your photo, you get a badge of president of XYZ club, vice president of XYZ club. That designation is given on the website as well as a real badge. That is a system. Now, why these clubs perform, what exactly the aim of these clubs? In brief, every club is trying to do something in that particular area. For example, SDG club will be doing something in social development areas. They will be working for some social cause. Dance club may be working for dance related activities. Yes, music club will work towards something in the music industry, music field. It doesn't mean that you are joining music club means you are only learning music. It is organizing things so that student can learn music, so that student can have some interest of music, student can have new taste of music, society can have something from the music. That is the biggest goal. So these are the different aims of club. So here we are going to have understanding of clubs. Give me a second. Do we have PPT? So do we have remote to change the slides? Last student in purple shirt playing with mobile. Go and collect from sir. Yes, you. Fast.
आपको ही बोला था
Till she get alert, तब तक मैडम लेकर आ गए थे, है ना? So put your mobiles down. It is not recommended. That is not a good practice. Focus over here. Clubs plays very important role in your development because they give you an opportunity to show your talent in that particular area as well as create contacts. Contacts are much more important than your qualification and your knowledge. The networking, contact means networking. And these clubs give you an opportunity to network with people of that particular field, mainly people of the industry. That is the aim of this club. We believe a marketing student may be working in marketing job, can work in sales job, can work in finance industry, can work in marine industry, can work in aviation industry, and can work in music industry, can work in movie industry. There are distributors for films, correct? There are marketers and promotion experts for movies. There are experts who promote OTT platform movies, series, whatever we call it. So you may be entering into a different field, but you are having marketing, sales, or finance, or HR, whatever your background, whatever your qualification, but you can work in that particular field. That is the aim. That club provides you opportunity so that you can grow as well as in both field, your studies and that particular area. So there are total 17 clubs we have. First is marketing club, then finance club, then we have HR and NIPM club, then we have business analytics club, then we have SDG club, that is sustainable development goals club, we have dramatics club, music club, dance club, art and craft club, Rotaract club, startup club, research club, sports club, mindfulness club, cultural club, fitness and elevate club. These are 17 clubs. Based on your interest, you can join any one of them. But the selection process is different for each club. They have different sports and music. They may be having a different way of selection. That's why you may get rejected by particular one club which you have interest. That's why you have opportunity to apply for at least for 3 clubs only, not at least. That is 3 club you can apply, and wherever you get selected, you can work with that club. Now the program flow will be, I will be calling all the club heads over here who are present over here so that you can see them, you can see their faces, and you can have an opportunity to ask if you have any question in your mind. In briefing, right now I'll just introduce, they will come over here, they will just say hi to you, and then at the end of the session you can ask any question you have because you will be seeing them, you will be having their faces in your mind. So first we have Marketing Marvin Club. I request Dr. Sunita Ramchandani ma'am. She is assistant professor and she is coordinator for Marketing Club. She is the ma'am. She is leading Marketing Marvins. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Sunita ma'am. After Marketing Marvins Club, we have Finance Club, which is getting run by Professor Swapnil Gorde sir. Gorde sir, if he is here, no worries. Swapnil Gorde sir he sits on third floor and he heads the Marketing Marvins Club. Then we have HR and NIPM Club that is getting run by Ishita Sil ma'am. I request her to come here. She is Ishita Sil ma'am. She is heading two clubs. First is HR and NIPM Club. That is one. And second is, ma'am please, that is Startup and Innovation Club. That is the second. These two clubs are getting done. Thank you so much, ma'am. If you have anything in your mind, ma'am normally sits on second floor. You can go and meet over there. Then we have Business Analytics Club that is getting run by Mr. Buddha Chandra Singha sir. He is heading Business Analytics Club. I request sir to please come. Yes, please. So that student can see you and gets familiar with you. Sir sits on first floor. So if you have any query, confusion, you can go over there, and at the end of session, you can ask questions from sir if you have anything regarding Analytics Club. Thank you so much, sir. Then I am Dr. Khalid Arshad. I am leading SDG Club over here, that is Sustainable Development Goals Club, that runs on SDG 17 goals. So, किधर करना है? We have Dramatics Club that is run by Vaibhav Vasankar sir. He sits on second floor. You can search him and you can approach him. We have Dramatics department in our college, and drama department is functioning, and we have received some national level winner of national level competitions in drama. Then we have Music Club, Mr. Navneet Jain. And he is one of our greatest personality in our college who is having expertise in music. So he normally sits on ground floor. You know, music department over there. Yes. Then we have Dance Club. Actually, it is, I request both the people, Aishwarya ma'am and Mahesh Kulkarni sir. That Dance Club is coordinated by Aishwarya ma'am and currently getting handled by Mahesh Kulkarni sir due to extremely busy schedule of Aishwarya ma'am. So if you have any doubt, question, you can contact to both of them and they will try to answer you, help you in that field. Thank you so much Aishwarya ma'am. Thank you Mahesh sir. Then we have Art and Craft Club that is being run by Dr. Sumbul Rafi. She is sitting on second floor. So if you have any interest, you can go and meet her. Then we have Rotract Club that is being coordinated by Mehak Shrivastava ma'am. She normally sits on ground floor. She sits on third floor, but normally she works on ground floor, so you can find her at both the places. Then we have Research Club that is being run by Kiran ma'am. She heads the research, coordinates the Research Club. She sits on second floor. We have Sports Club. Shivendra sir is the person who is running that club. So normally Shiven sir sits on ground floor. You can find him at ground floor. Mindfulness Club, that is now Wellness Club. Earlier it was Wellness Club. Now it is Mindfulness Club. That is being run by Dr. Shoma Naik ma'am. So she heads that club. She is also psychological counselor of our college. Cultural Club is being run by Devrat Pancholi sir, and he is also sits on ground floor. Yes sir. Then we have Fitness Club that is being run by Ajinkya Kulkarni sir. Ajinkya sir, I request you if you can. Sir on call. No worries, sir is on call, so Ajinkya sir is there. You can approach. Normally sir sits on second floor. He is in placement department as well, so you can see and meet sir over there. Then we have Hazel ma'am. She is coordinating the Elevate Club. So she normally sits on first floor, I believe, Hazel ma'am. So you can go and approach her regarding any question related to Elevate Club. Then these are the 17 clubs. I believe you will remember the faces of the person you want. Otherwise, you can ask other teachers for help if you haven't seen, if you do not remember. Then we'll go through quickly what exactly these clubs are doing. First, we have Marketing Marvin Club. As Sonita ma'am, she came over here, you have seen, she coordinates that club. That club works to ignite creativity and strategic thinking in marketing. Normally, they organize different type of competitions, programs amongst the marketing students, so that marketing student can get benefit of these programs. For example, marketing quizzes, marketing related guest lectures, marketing related programs, marketing hackathon, whatever different programs are there, they organize so that student can have touch of marketing, understanding of marketing. These are different programs recently done: case competition, branding challenges, guest lectures. These are being run by Marketing Marvins. Give me a second, please. Okay, so if you join that marketing club, you will get an opportunity to learn how you connect with people, how you call guests for programs, how companies they are having system to send their people for programs. Also, you will get an opportunity to connect C-level people in company, because if you are inviting a director or CEO, you are going to meet them, you are going to visit the company. If there is an opportunity to call someone, or if they are coming to college, you will be receiving them, you will be felicitating them. So that is an opportunity you get to get connect with high level people. These are the some underlying advantages the people in the club gets, which others doesn't get. You understood the point? So that is what you get in Marketing Marvins. We have Finance Club. So their aim is to build financial literacy, and their activities are budgeting workshops, investment games, and stock simulation. These are the few activities they did recently. They do different activities so that student of finance or people who are having interest in finance can get benefit of it. But those who are joining this club, they will also get an opportunity to get industrial connect, because you are inviting guests, you are connecting with them. These are the opportunities you get with Marketing Club. Then we have over here Finance Club. After that we have HR and NIPM Club, that is being run by Ishita Silvam. Check. Okay. So that is being run by Ishita Silman. Okay. In that, their aim is to promote human resource practices and policies, role plays, HR summits, and NIPM interaction. NIPM is a program run by IIT, I believe. So they run these type of programs so that students can get benefit of it. Again, those students who are joining that, they will be organizing these programs, and because of organization, they will get all these benefits of industrial connect and all those things. Then we have Startup and Innovation Club. Their aim is to encourage students to launch startups and to start their own businesses. I believe you had interaction with Startup Club people. So that is how they organize. But those working with that club are someone who are arranging, facilitating these facilities for students, and the first to get the benefits. The central government of India under Mr. Narendra Modi's leadership has spent almost 700 crore rupees to promote startups. How much? 700 crore rupees. These funds were given to students. To whom? To students. If a student comes with an idea that I can run a business, I have good idea, I can run a business, government gives them 5 crore rupees to test whether that business is successful or not. You are getting the point? And they will not ask any refund or return from that. Just they have given money to you. Just take the money and go to home. If your idea is good, you will make the profit. So 700 crore rupees almost spent on that. And who has taken the advantage of it? Students. Those who are working in this cell, they will get first update of all those things. There is collateral free loan started from last year, just 6 months earlier. Do not give anything, no property, no land, no home, कोई पेपर देना नहीं है. जस्ट जाना है और बोलना है कि मैं स्टूडेंट हूं और मुझे बहुत अच्छा बिजनेस आइडिया आता है, इसलिए मुझे लोन चाहिए. लोन देने के लिए बैंक क्या मांगता है आपसे? डॉक्यूमेंट्स. लेकिन आपके पास ना घर है, ना बंगला है, ना गाड़ी है, सिर्फ माँ है. क्या है? So still you can go and get loan because you have an opportunity. You are a student and you have business idea. So who gets that first update? Those who are in this cell. Every cell is having these benefits. Like marketing club में आप हो तो आप CEO से कनेक्ट हो रहे हो. Automatically somewhere it will support you. वो CEO का पहचान आपको लाइफ में समझ में आता है. एक कॉन्टेक्ट इंडस्ट्री में आपको कितना बेनिफिट. एक कॉन्टेक्ट मतलब एक जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी हमेशा रहती है. 10 कॉन्टेक्ट मतलब there are 10 job opportunities always there for you. कभी भी जॉब छोड़ो, एक कॉन्टेक्ट आपने बनाया था स्ट्रॉन्ग. So these are the benefit. Business Analytics Club that is being run by our respected sir, and in this club they make data driven decision making. Normally their activities are analytics boot camps, Tableau, Excel workshop. These exercises are some of the exercises they are running for students. Recently they are organizing, I think they are in the process of organizing hackathon for students, analytics hackathon, analytical storytelling. These are the some of programs they are running. So joining that club will help you to learn new things in analytics department. As you know that AI is replacing everything, but analytics will be there forever because it plays with AI. You are getting the point. सांप सबको काटेगा, लेकिन सांप से जो खेलता है उसके लिए सांप जरूरी है. You are getting the point. Yes. ब्लड प्रेशर की मेडिसिन बनती है स्नेक पॉइजन से. ब्लड प्रेशर की मेडिसिन बनाने के लिए आपको स्नेक चाहिए. So they for them snake is not a risk. For them it is a opportunity. You are getting the point. So that is the thing. Sustainable Development Goals Club, that is SDG Club. We do social activity in that. The real social activities. We try to improve life of people. इंडस्ट्री में कुछ हो ना हो, आपकी नेटवर्किंग काम में आती है. और नेटवर्किंग सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग कब बनती है? When you have done some social work. आपको मैं पूछूंगा कि 10 लीडर के नाम बताओ तो आप उसमें से 5 पॉलिटिकल लीडर के बताओगे. 50% पॉलिटिकल. बाद में जो 5% है वो अलग अलग इंडस्ट्री से, कोई म्यूजिक से, कोई कॉर्पोरेट से, कोई किधर से. लेकिन पॉलिटिकल लीडर क्योंकि सोशल कनेक्ट ज्यादा होता है. दी सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस दे प्रोवाइड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू कनेक्ट विद पीपल. और जब when you join SDG club you get opportunity to connect with different social organizations. जैसे कि आमिर खान का पानी फाउंडेशन है. You are in social connect, you will get connect to him. ऐसे there are thousands of organizations work and their aim is to work for social cause. So you get an opportunity to meet them and try to do something for the society. लेकिन सोसाइटी के लिए आप करो या ना करो दैट इज सेकेंडरी. प्राइमरी आपका कनेक्शन स्ट्रांग हो जाता है और ये कनेक्शन स्ट्रांग होने के हमेशा बेनिफिट मिलते हैं. याद रखो नॉलेज और पैसा दोनों के ऊपर नेटवर्किंग चली जाती है. रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट, नेटवर्किंग इज अबव ऑल दोस थिंग. आपका पैसा फेल होता है अगर नेटवर्किंग नहीं है. पैसा कितना भी है मर्डर करके देखो क्या होता है, लेकिन स्ट्रांग नेटवर्किंग है तो यस जज आपको बोलता है लिखो एक लेटर, अब नहीं करूंगा. है ना, पुणे में हुआ था, 2 लोगों को चिपका दिया था रोड से एक बच्चे ने. है ना, जज ने क्या बोला? लिखो एक लेटर, अब नहीं करूंगा. है ना, बहुत धूम मची. तो फिर उसके पापा को भी पकड़ लिया क्योंकि जिसकी धूम मची थी उनकी भी नेटवर्किंग स्ट्रांग. फिर मामला ठंडा हुआ, अब उस बच्चे को छोड़ दिया है ना. 2 साल तक कहां रखा था उसे? कहां पे रखा था? बच्चों की जेल में. बच्चों की जेल मतलब आजादी ही आजादी. है ना. कभी भी जाओ कभी भी वापस आओ, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड को 100 रुपए दो, 2 दिन के लिए छोड़ देगा। आ रहा है समझ में? सिर्फ लेटर बताना है कि आप वहां थे, और लेटर जो है तो कोई डुप्लीकेट नहीं बनाता इंडिया में। एनीवेज, सो समझ में आया है? सो नेटवर्किंग प्लेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, नेटवर्किंग प्लेज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट रोल फॉर यू। एंड ये प्लेटफॉर्म आपको इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नेटवर्क देता है पुणे के हर सोशल वर्क से। और सोशल वर्क में लोग कब आते हैं पता है आपको? जब वो इंडस्ट्री में स्टेब्लिश हो जाते हैं। हमारे क्लब में सीईओज के कनेक्शंस रहेंगे, डायरेक्टर्स के कनेक्शन रहेंगे। जिसने भी जॉब ज्वाइन किया वो क्या सोशल वर्क करेगा? नहीं करेगा। इसलिए यू गेट कनेक्ट विद गुड पीपल, दैट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ एसडीजी क्लब, दैट इज वन क्लब। देन वी हैव ड्रामेटिक्स क्लब, इससे आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है बॉलीवुड इंडस्ट्री। आपने देखा होगा अभी हमारे अपडेट्स जो है तो आते रहते हैं इंस्टाग्राम, लिंक्डइन एंड डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म। अभी देखोगे तो आपको कंटिन्यू जस्ट प्लेसमेंट अपडेट दिखेंगे, है ना। आज मैंने देखने की कोशिश की लास्ट अपडेट किसका था, तो मुझे लगभग 17 तक सारे स्टूडेंट ही प्लेसमेंट के दिखे। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन मिस्टर ए, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन मिस्टर बी, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन यस बैंक, आईडीबीआई बैंक। सो मैंने सोचा कि अब छोड़ दो, अब प्लेसमेंट के अपडेट शुरू हो गए यहाँ से, तो अब नहीं मिलेगा। लेकिन इनके कंटिन्यूस बड़े बड़े प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं एंड यू गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू परफॉर्म इन दैट, टू ऑर्गेनाइज दोज प्रोग्राम्स। दे ऑल्सो गो फॉर मूड इंडिगो, यहाँ पे लिखा है स्टेट लेवल पुरुषोत्तम करंडक, फिरोदिया करंडक, मूड इंडिगो, आईआईटी बॉम्बे, गोवा फिल्म फेस्टिवल एंड नेशनल स्कूल ऑफ ड्रामा दिल्ली। इसमें विजिट ये सारे प्रोग्राम करते हैं ये लोग। थोड़ा सा इनके लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोग्राम होते हैं, आपको कॉलेज से 10-10 दिन, 5-5 दिन के लिए, कभी साल में 1-2 बार लंबा जाना पड़ता है, लेकिन आपको बड़े लेवल की ट्रेनिंग मिलती है डायरेक्टली। यू गेट ट्रेनिंग फ्रॉम इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट who are of that industry, those who have worked in the movie industry, drama industry, film industry. So these are the opportunity and you get access to those people, you get opportunity to organize such big level programs. Then we have music club. Hazel ma'am is here, so yes. Ajay sir is there. Request Ajay sir to please come. As we had introduction of music club, Navneet sir का आपने फोटो देखा है. Now request Ajay sir. He is part of music club. If you have any question and confusion regarding music club, you can meet sir. Normally Ajay sir sits on ground floor in music department. So music club, what exactly they are doing, what exactly benefits you will get, if you have any query related to that, you can ask Ajay sir. Just after the session, sir will be here so that you can ask your question, and if this session is completed, tomorrow you have any question, day after tomorrow you can go and meet sir over there. Thank you so much Ajay sir. So that is a music club. Their aim is to bring togetherness in student with passion for music. Jam session, open music, fest, these are the different things they are doing. And joining this club will give you access to people in that industry, opportunity to learn different music, opportunity to organize musical festivals. Then we have dance club. For dance club, we have, as Aishwarya ma'am and sir came over here, their aim is to promote dance as form of expression and wellness. The benefit for student is it improves coordination, fitness and teamwork in students. Mainly, you will get connect to people in that industry who are good, who have got good name in dance industry. So you will learn as well as you will get management opportunity to such programs. Then we have art and craft club. So they are one of our important ingredient of our campus. Whenever there are different type of program where artistic material is required, they create fantastic things. They create good beneficial artistic work. For example, कभी हमारे पास कोई लक्ष्मी पूजा है, सो रंगोली का वर्क भी आर्ट डिपार्टमेंट करेगा. क्रिसमस हो रहा है, सो डेकोरेशन ऑफ दैट वर्क विल बी डन बाय आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट डिपार्टमेंट, अपार्ट फ्रॉम प्रोवाइडिंग मटेरियल फॉर events where art and craft material is required. So benefit for you, it will encourage creativity, relaxation and mindfulness in student. Once you do that thing, artistic thing, it will benefit yourself as well as you will get an opportunity to coordinate with different people, different departments together, because that department work with other departments normally. Then we have Rotaract Club and their aim is to create socially responsible leaders through service. They are also little bit into social as well as development related work. But SDG is different and Rotrek is different. I have told that do not get confused. Rotrek works for some social activities fixed by the college. For example, they do blood donation drives, leadership program and social drives. These are some programs are getting done by Rotrek Club, that is being run by Mehak Shrivastava ma'am. Once you organize these things, again you get benefit of connectivity to the industry. We have research club. Students, if you have interest in doing research, if you want to make your name in identification of new thing, research related skills you want to improve, you can join that club because they work in the field of research. They promote research culture. So normally their activities are research, paper writing, journal clubs and seminars. These type of competition they organize, and you get advantage of all those things if you join that club. Then we have sports club. Normally they provide facilitates going to different colleges for sports competition, organizing sport competitions in our college, and providing opportunities to our students to play on different levels, maybe state level, national level programs if we get the invitation. They support you, they provide you opportunities to play with. I have told सर का नाम मैंने बताया स्टार्ट में, you can approach Shivendra sir. Shivendra sir runs that club. So you can approach him and he will tell you what are the benefits of this club and what are the conditions to join that club. Not here right now. She runs mindfulness club. That is about improving your personal personality simply. It helps you to cope up with stress. This cell provides you different type of strategies. This cell initiate programs where we can promote self-confidence in students, where we can promote mindfulness in students, 100% concentration on the work they are doing, and you are going to organize such programs. Once you are organizing for others, you are also getting the benefits as well as you are getting connect to that particular industry, people in that industry. Then we have cultural club. They organize very big programs in our college stage, big stage level programs which are getting organized by entire DYP, DPU, and that is getting run by Shivendra sir. Shivendra sir, correct? Culture, Devrat sir. Yes, I have little confusion in names. So Devrat sir runs the cultural club. He is coordinating it. You can contact him if you have any queries. Then we have fitness club. Sir, Ajinkya sir runs that club. He sits on second floor, but we have gym at the ground floor just next to music room. You can go over there and you can ask if you have any queries or questions related to fitness club. Then last but not the least, we have Elevate Club that works on language and communication. I request Hazel ma'am, she is here to please come on dais so that student can see Hazel ma'am. I believe you already have her introduction. So after the session, if you have any queries or confusion, you can approach Hazel ma'am regarding what exactly Elevate Club is doing and what benefits you will get from it. Then how you can register to club. As I told, there are 3 clubs you have to register. And there will be a procedure by each club. They will have maybe your interviews, maybe, for example, fitness club may ask you to show some fitness skills. And SDG club may simply have your personal interviews. So they have different process, and after that they will select members. Members may be dependent on the club's requirement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever they want. And there will be one president and one vice president. Both will be from students. And as I told, you will get a badge of vice president and president, and that will be on your website, on college website, as well as physically given to you. That is a remarkable token from the college. So the registration process will follow these steps. First you have to go to ERP. Don't go right now, just see it. Have you got the access to college ERP? Okay, soon you are going to receive the ERP access. If it is not given, if process changes, Pradeep Singhania sir will explain you how to do it, how to register it. But normally this is the process. Every student will receive a ERP user number. That is a 6-digit number or 5-digit number for students. That number will be given to each student, and there will be a password that will be received via text message. If you haven't received it yet, don't disturb anyone. Once the time will come, you will receive that message. Otherwise, you will start going to Pradeep sir and ask it. Do not worry about it. एक बार जैसे ही रजिस्टर होगा, सबको मैसेज आ जाएगा. So username and password से you have to log in. Then this is how is the student ERP looks. In that you have to click on clubs. That you can see वहाँ पर दिख रहा है blue color में, that is clubs. You just have to click it. Once you click it, it will show list of clubs. All the 17 clubs are there. Marketing club to Elevate club, all those clubs. You have to select only 3 clubs. You cannot select more than 3. Automatically it will show error. If you select more than 3, it shows you can select only 3. It will give you this message. So you have to select the 3 clubs and submit. Once you submit, you have submitted your preference. Then the club coordinator will contact you and call for interview. Once the interview or the process of selection is done, the team will be finalized and team will start working for that particular club. So that's about student clubs. Do you have any questions or queries?
I believe यहाँ पर आ जाने से माइक की आवाज़ है या किस चीज़ की? चेक माइक. ओके, आई डोंट थिंक अभी बिना माइक के हो जाएगा. ठीक है. एनीवेज,
So, any question? There are more than 3 coordinators sitting over here. You can ask if you have any questions. सब समझ में आ गया है. That is surprising. SBS से ज़्यादा अच्छे स्टूडेंट पुणे में आए ही नहीं, है ना? How many of you are from Maharashtra? How many of you are from Pune? पुणे के भी 4 है इसमें. ठीक है, वंडरफुल. ठीक है. सो अगर आप तीनों क्लब में रिजेक्ट हो गए तो मैं इसको आंसर नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि आपने पूछा नहीं. एनीवेज, सो यस, कैन आई ज्वाइन बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स क्लब जबकि मैं फाइनेंस पढ़ रही हूँ? मुझे बताओ, म्यूजिक क्लब कौन ज्वाइन करेगा उस एंगल से? वेरी गुड. सो एनीवन कैन ज्वाइन. वंडरफुल क्वेश्चन. एनीवन कैन ज्वाइन any club. That's why we have created these clubs. Okay? It is based on your interest. If you have interest, you are right person for that. But they will have some selection criteria. For example, sports club में 4 स्टूडेंट आए जिसमें से 3 नेशनल मैराथन विनर्स है और एक जो है तो पहली बार पूछ रहा है मैराथन किसको कहते हैं, तो वो 3 सेलेक्ट हो जाएंगे. You got the point. Very good. Any other question? If you got selected in 2 clubs, see, it depends. आप दोनों क्लब में वर्क कर सकते हो, but clubs are apart from your study. आपको कभी-कभी उसके लिए लेक्चर छोड़ने पड़ते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, साल में 1 या 2 बार ही प्रोग्राम होंगे क्लब के, 3 बार होंगे, 4 बार होंगे, बहुत हो गया. जैसे कि कल्चरल क्लब का 1 या 2 बार ही होता है. एसडीजी क्लब के 4-5 बार होते हैं, लेकिन ऐसे होते हैं जो ऑनलाइन हो जाते हैं, आपको पता भी नहीं चलता. छोटे मोटे होते हैं, कुछ बड़े काम होते हैं. सो डिपेंड्स. ड्रामा क्लब में आपको तो दिल्ली तक जाना होता है ना? 10 दिन जाके दिल्ली में ही रहते हैं, वहां पे होटल में, कॉलेज बेयर कर रहा है एक्सपेंस, तो आप जाके भी रहते हो. सो डिफरेंट हर क्लब के कुछ चीजें हैं. लेकिन अगर आपने 2 क्लब ज्वाइन किया तो आपके ज्यादा लेक्चर छूट सकते हैं. 3 क्लब ज्वाइन किए तो और भी ज्यादा. 17 ज्वाइन कर लो तो कॉलेज आने की नीड ही नहीं है क्लास में, है ना? सो इसलिए एक क्लब इज गुड फॉर यू. इसलिए once you are selected in one club, inform other clubs that I already got selected. और उसमें वाइस प्रेसिडेंट या प्रेसिडेंट बन गए तो फिर तो बिल्कुल दूसरे क्लब में जाना ही नहीं है, इंटरव्यू ही नहीं देना है. ठीक है? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? हाँ, तीनों क्लब से रिजेक्ट हो गए तो तीनों क्लब से रिजेक्ट हो गए तो फिर पढ़ाई करो, यही आपका भविष्य है। फिर यू कैन वर्क इन दोज क्लब्स बेस्ड ऑन योर इंटरेस्ट, बट यू आर नॉट होल्डिंग एनी डेजिग्नेशन और पोस्ट। सोशल वर्क तो दिल से होता है ना, तो फिर आप एसडीजी क्लब के साथ काम कर रहे हो, ट्री प्लांटेशन में उनकी हेल्प कर रहे हो, आपने काम किया लेकिन आपको पोस्ट नहीं है, बिकॉज जस्ट यू हैड इंटरेस्ट, यू आर वर्किंग विद देम, सो दैट यू कैन डू। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? यस, लास्ट। मुझे लगा आपने हाथ उठाया है। एनीवे, नो वरीज। All questions are clear? ठीक है, so we conclude the program. क्लब्स ज्वाइन करने के आपके बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स में से ये है कि आप प्रोग्राम्स के सर्टिफिकेट्स भी मिलते हैं और नेटवर्किंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो मैंने सबसे पहले बताई है वो होता है। ठीक है, जस्ट वांट टू इंट्रोड्यूस वीनिया मैम इज सिटिंग एट द लास्ट बेंच। Yes, she is also part of SDG club as well as she is also coordinating all those 17 clubs. So जो है तो वीनिया मैम से भी आप कोई क्वेरी और क्वेश्चन रहता है तो कर सकते हो if you have in your mind. ठीक है स्टूडेंट, सो प्रोग्राम तो जल्दी ख़त्म हो गया है हमारा और मुझे लगा था आपके क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे रहेंगे, सो मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस जो है तो अपनी तरफ से आपको बता देता हूँ क्योंकि वी हैव टाइम, अदरवाइज आप लोग सब नीचे जाके भागने की तैयारी कर लोगे, है ना? यस, शो योर टैलेंट के लिए यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, वंडरफुल। लेकिन वी हैव few minutes, मैं वेरी इन ब्रीफिंग आई जस्ट टेल यू, स्टार्टअप क्लब का एक एक्टिविटी चल रहा है। College is going to select some student startups. I am also advisor for startup club, इसलिए I am telling you, as I told you, that almost 700 crores are spent. Thank you so much, Hazel ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. I'll just conclude with SNIC update. So that money is getting spent by government. You have to take opportunity. उसके लिए trainings चल रही है ना? उसके लिए you have to do one thing. You have to identify some business ideas. You have to work for some business opportunities. You have to search it and just ensure that you are able to present it in front of anyone that this business idea I have in my mind. वो आइडिया प्रेजेंट करने की कैपेसिटी डेवलप करना है। आइडिया अच्छा हो या बुरा हो दैट डजंट मैटर, लेकिन वो प्रेजेंट करने की आपको कैपेसिटी आनी चाहिए। गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉयज होते हैं जो फंड देते हैं आपको। कौन देता है फंड? गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉयज। उनको पता है आप स्टूडेंट हो, आपने कभी प्लेन उड़ाया नहीं है, आपने कभी कोई कंपनी रन नहीं की है, लेकिन उनको फंड देना है। फंड कितना देना है उनको? मिनिमम फंड 5 लाख रुपीस का। कितना है? 5 लाख। और 25 लाख तक ये जो होता है मिनिमम, ये होता है आइडिया टेस्टिंग के लिए। किस लिए होता है? दैट इज फॉर आइडिया टेस्टिंग। देन वंस यू गो विथ ए प्रॉपर प्लान एंड प्रॉपर डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट जो आपके माइंड में है, सो 5 करोड़ रुपीस मिलते हैं। 5 करोड़ रुपीस का यू कैन यूटिलाइज फॉर प्रोटोटाइपिंग, उस बिजनेस को एस्टेब्लिश करने। और फिर ये जो है ये फंड्स गिफ्ट है। क्या है? गिफ्ट है। जैसे बर्थडे पे आपको मिलता है, कोई पूछता है कि क्यों क्या किया उसका? कोई नहीं पूछता है, सो दैट इज गिफ्ट। उसके बाद फिर आपको मिलते हैं इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन्स। महाराष्ट्र में अगर आपका बिजनेस एस्टेब्लिश हो रहा है तो 90% सब्सिडी, 90% सब्सिडी, समझ रहे हो? 100 रुपए पे 90 रुपीज माफ हो जाते हैं। लोन आपने 1 करोड़ का लिया, 1 साल के बाद उस पे ब्याज कितना देना है आपको? 10 लाख रुपए कम से कम। 10% कम से कम रेट है। 1 करोड़ पे 10 लाख देने 1 साल के बाद। इसमें आपको कुछ भी नहीं देने। 1 करोड़ लिए, 3 साल के बाद भी वापस कितने करने हैं? 1 ही करोड़। ये 5 करोड़ और 25 लाख तो मिल गए फ्री में। अब ऊपर का अमाउंट है। वो एक वीडियो आया था राहुल गांधी से, एक ने बोला था 250 करोड़ चाहिए, देखा है आपने? ये वो लोन है। सो 250 करोड़ एक बार मिल गए तो इंटरेस्ट कुछ नहीं देना है। वो 250 करोड़ आपने लिए और एसबीआई में रख दिए सेविंग अकाउंट में, तो हर साल कितना इंटरेस्ट आपको मिलेगा? यस, 25 करोड़ रुपए। कितना? 25 करोड़ रुपए साल की इनकम है। फिर आपने कॉलेज में बोला नहीं चाहिए मुझे प्लेसमेंट, है ना, क्योंकि आपको 25 करोड़ तो सिर्फ ब्याज आ रहा है उसका हर साल, यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट। और गवर्नमेंट फिर वापस मांगने आई तो आपको कितने भी साल के बाद वापस मांगने आई तो कितने देने हैं, वो 2.5 करोड़ निकालो और 250 करोड़ वापस कर दो उनको, क्योंकि इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन है और कोलेट्रल फ्री, डॉक्यूमेंट भी नहीं चाहिए। प्लस जो गवर्नमेंट का लोन होता है वो वापस देते टाइम लोग रोड पे सो जाते हैं, है ना, कैसे मांगते हैं हमसे लोन। फिर गवर्नमेंट आती है और बोलती है क्या आप हमें वोट दोगे, वो बोलते हैं हाँ, तो फिर बोलते हैं ठीक है आपका लोन माफ। ऐसे होता है ना। किसान को लोन इंडिया में केवल 2 ही बैंक देती है, एसबीआई और महाराष्ट्र बैंक। क्यों? क्योंकि 100% माफ होता है, माफ होता ही होता है, इसलिए कोई दूसरी बैंक देती नहीं है ना। लोन लो और माफ, लोन लो माफ। और अगर लोन देने के बाद किसी ने लोन वापस मांगा, है ना, सो वो इलेक्शन में डबल लोन देने के लायक ही नहीं बचता है, आ रहा है समझ में। सो ये सारे लोन जो अभी बढ़ रहे हैं ये भी क्या होने वाले हैं, नहीं माफ होंगे, हम वापस करेंगे, है ना। वी हैव वेरी गुड विल, वी आर ऑल्सो एसोसिएटेड टू एसडीजी, बट टेक द बेनिफिट। और ये अपॉर्चुनिटी का बेनिफिट लेने के लिए यू हैव एसएनआईसी क्लब। उनसे क्लब में नहीं जुड़ना है, क्लब में जुड़ना जिनको है वो जुड़ जाएंगे, लेकिन आपको उनसे टच में रहना है ताकि आपके बिजनेस आइडिया को फंडिंग मिलने का प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है। क्लियर टू एवरीवन? सो यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई कोई नया चल रहा है क्या, कुछ नया बिजनेस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए फंडिंग आया है क्या। प्लस हर कॉलेज भी फंडिंग दे रहा है, अभी हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी भी फंडिंग दे रही है, बाजू की यूनिवर्सिटी भी। इतने एरिया में 3 यूनिवर्सिटीज है। पुणे में कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज है टोटल? यस, 40+ यूनिवर्सिटीज। कितनी? दैट्स व्हाई पुणे इज कॉल्ड शिक्षणाचे माहेर घर, है ना, मतलब यस क्या बोलते हैं उसे, मायका, है ना, एजुकेशन का मायका बोलते हैं, ऑक्सफोर्ड ऑफ द ईस्ट। हैव यू हर्ड इट? द पुणे इज कॉल्ड ऑक्सफोर्ड ऑफ द ईस्ट। यूनिवर्सिटी पुणे इज कॉल्ड ऑक्सफोर्ड ऑफ द ईस्ट, लेकिन पूरे पुणे यूनिवर्सिटीज, पुणे की यूनिवर्सिटीज कम्स अंडर दैट कैटेगरी। सो यू आर द पर्सन हु कैन टेक बेनिफिट। इतने यूनिवर्सिटीज भी अपना फंड डिसबर्स करते हैं इस पे, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट के रूल्स है, आपको स्टूडेंट्स को फंड देने हैं। क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट का ऐसा मानना है कि इनोवेटिव आइडियाज आप ही के ब्रेन में आते हैं, जो मार्केट में ऑलरेडी बिजनेस चला रहे हैं उनके ध्यान में इनोवेटिव आइडियाज नहीं आते, है ना। लेकिन आपके इनोवेटिव आइडिया किस डायरेक्शन में आते हैं ये बेचारों को नहीं समझता। आ रहा है समझ में? इसलिए वो जो ऑफिसर बैठे रहते हैं गवर्नमेंट के, जिनको आप प्रोजेक्ट बताते हो, 250 करोड़ रुपए जिनसे मांगते हो, उन्हें भी कुछ नहीं आता और आपको भी कुछ नहीं आता। ऐसे कुछ नहीं आने में जिसको डमरू बजाना आता है ना, उसको फंड मिल जाता है ना। सो दैट इज द अपॉर्चुनिटी यू हैव टू ग्रैब। बिजनेस आइडिया लेके जाओ, प्लेन में हॉर्न लगाऊंगा, है ना, ट्रैफिक बहुत बढ़ने वाला है सर, पूरे प्लेन कंट्रोल में रहेंगे, ये हॉर्न ऐसा रहेगा नीचे वालों को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा, लेकिन ऊपर 1 सेकंड में दूसरा प्लेन अलर्ट हो जाएगा। देखो सर 4 एक्सीडेंट हो गए पिछले महीने में, वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर अपडेटेड है, आपस में ऐसी बात करेंगे, देखो रिसेंट न्यूज पे भी बात कर रहा है, और आपको फंड दे देंगे। ये बेनिफिट लेना है, ठीक है। मुझे ये बताना था फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो रहा है और कितना हुआ है, लगभग ऑलमोस्ट 800 करोड़ रुपीस डिसबर्स हो गया है। किसने लिया है? स्टूडेंट्स ने लिया है, ऐसा गवर्नमेंट के फिगर से। मैं जो भी स्टूडेंट के पास जाता हूं तो बोलते हमने नहीं लिया है ना। फिर एक दिन मुझे एक कॉल आया, उसने कहा कि सर आपके नाम का है ना, स्टूडेंट्स का हम लोन लेके देंगे, हमारा उसमें रहेगा 80%, 20% उनका रहेगा, कुछ भी नहीं, एक साइन करना है और 20% पैसा लेना है। तब मुझे समझ में आया कि इसका और कोई पिक्चर चल रहा है ना, जस्ट स्टूडेंट्स के अकाउंट बना के भी लोग लोन उठा रहे हैं। सो यू आर द स्टूडेंट, यू आर जेन्युइन स्टूडेंट, यू आर इन बी स्कूल, टेक दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी। सो ये सब जानने के लिए किससे पूछना है? एसएनआईसी सेल। एसएनआईसी सेल की क्लब बनेगी, उन क्लब वालों को ये अपडेट्स आते रहेंगे, वो आपको बताएंगे। सो दैट वाज एसएनआईसी सेल। हर सेल का कुछ इंपॉर्टेंस है, सब सेल ज्वाइन करो। एसडीजी सेल का ये अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इससे आप कॉर्पोरेट कनेक्ट स्ट्रॉन्ग बना सकते हो। जितने भी लोग पुणे के अंदर 3 मेजर इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज है ना, इसके अंदर अपनी एक जैसे सोसाइटी के अंदर हमारी वी हैव यूनियन सोसाइटी की, क्या बोलते हैं हम उसे, कमिटी, और उसका एक चेयरमैन होता है। ऐसे हिंजवाड़ी इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया का एक चेयरमैन है, खराड़ी इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया का चेयरमैन है, हड़पसर में जो है तो इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया उसमें चेयरमैन है. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया. देन वी हैव जेजूरी. पुणे के आसपास बहुत सारे इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज है. आपको पता है पुणे से जो रेवेन्यू जनरेट होता है ये केवल महाराष्ट्र में नहीं पूरे इंडिया में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है. महाराष्ट्र के लोग पूरे इंडिया को 50 पैसा बांटते हैं, आधा ही खुद यूज करते हैं, आधा इंडिया को देते हैं. सो दैट इज द इंडस्ट्रीज जनरेटिंग रेवेन्यू. हर इंडस्ट्री में देयर आर चेयरमैन्स, देयर आर वाइस चेयरमैन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री. एंड एसडीजी क्लब के स्टूडेंट गेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू कनेक्ट टू दोस चेयरमैन्स. उनको हम बोलते हैं कि हमें इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट कराना है, आपके पास बताओ. उनका थोड़ा हारफुल करते हैं, सत्कार करते हैं, वो लोग आपसे कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं. एंड दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी यू गेट. लास्ट टाइम हमारा इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट गया था जेजूरी में. वहां पर हम लोगों को 3 फैक्ट्री में विजिट करना था. वी विजिटेड ओवर देयर. फिर वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड टोल्ड कि पवार सर है, ही इज चेयरमैन ऑफ दिस इंडस्ट्री. पवार सर मिले, बहुत अच्छी बात हुई. मैंने कहा सर हम फार्मा इंडस्ट्री देखने आए थे इधर, लेकिन एक भी कंपनी ने परमिशन नहीं दी बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट रूल स्ट्रिक्ट हो गए. अंदर एंट्री नहीं है किसी को भी, जो फार्मा का नहीं है उसको इंडस्ट्री नहीं में एंट्री ही नहीं है. उनका लाइसेंस कैंसिल हो सकता है. सो इसलिए हमको परमिशन नहीं मिली. और हमने केवल कंडीशन भी रखी थी जो वेबसाइट पे होती है गवर्नमेंट की कि 20 स्टूडेंट एक कंपनी में ले जा सकते हैं. 20 भी मिलते तो हम चले जाते, तो किसी ने परमिशन नहीं दी. तो पवार सर ने एक फोन लगाया और हमको कहा कि आप जाओ उस कंपनी में. तो हमने कहा जाओ मतलब सिर्फ टीचर्स या कुछ स्टूडेंट भी ले सकते. उन्होंने कहा पूरे स्टूडेंट लेके जाओ. और हमने 120 स्टूडेंट्स एक साथ फार्मा कंपनी में लेकर गए. सो दैट इज द होल्ड चेयरमैन एंड वाइस चेयरमैन हैव दैट इन दैट इंडस्ट्री. उनसे आपके रिलेशन बनते हैं. सो ये कहीं ना कहीं आपको लाइफ में दे गिव बेनिफिट्स एंड यू हैव टू टेक दीज एडवांटेजेस फ्रॉम क्लब. नाउ एनी डाउट, एनी कंफ्यूजन स्टूडेंट्स? ठीक है, आई बिलीव एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर. अब आप में से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछेगा तो दूसरे स्टूडेंट उसको बाहर देख लेंगे, भी बोल दिया होगा ना व्हाट्सएप पे. ठीक है, एनीवेज ऑल द बेस्ट, सी यू.